Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tokenicer, and I'm here to bring you guys in-depth news, analysis, and insights from the digital asset space, along with covering the progressive tokenization of the world. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to check out all my social media platforms for more crypto analysis content just like this. Or just head on over to tokenicer.network for all my content in one place right down in the description below. So in today's video, I'm bringing you guys an interview I did with the core team at Galileo Protocol, which is actually the first community project we've seen directly use Quant's Overledger and LCX's token management services. So of course, I was super excited to have these guys on and kind of just discuss everything from the vision that they have for Galileo, all the way to how it's like going from being a community member of these projects to almost directly working with them. And of course, as usual, nothing you ever hear or read from me nor my guests should be taken as any form of financial or investment advice, as none of us are financial advisors. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion we had. Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got three very special guests with us. So we've got the core team at Galileo Protocol, and they're actually the first community project building on Quant's Overledger while utilizing LCX's token sales. So I'm really excited to have Pierre, the CEO of Galileo, Nathaniel, the CFO,
meet you.
and Yarno, the COO. So with that said, do you guys just want to introduce yourselves one by one and kind of let the community know who you guys are?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, so my name is Pierre. I am the founder and the CEO of Galileo Network. We developed the Galileo Protocol, which allow tokenization of physical assets on the blockchain. So I'm 31 years old and I have education background on audiovisual computer science, marketing and entrepreneurship. And I always been passionate about computers and programming languages, websites and application building. And I have work experience in sales, marketing in the tourism and car sector. And I met Nathaniel when I was 16 years old. We were working at Nice airport all together. And I went into crypto in 2019. I invested like $200, and 2 years later it was like almost 10K. So it was surprising for me. So at this time I decided to study a lot about the crypto ecosystem. I mean, the blockchain, decentralization, what is a layer one, what was the layers two, and why we use the layer two, multi-chain protocol, NFTs, and also the concept of ownership on the blockchain. And yes, in 2022, I created Galileo Protocol at the beginning of the bear market, if I would say, with Nathaniel.
Awesome. All right, Nathaniel, do you want to go next?
Yeah. So, hello everyone. I'm glad to participate in this Ask Me Anything session. My name is Nathaniel. I'm 35 years old. So I'm living in Greece right now. And I got a master's degree in finance and wealth management. Then I worked in a large French bank for 2 years, and also I am passionate about web developments for years and years. So yes, I started some business in web development agency. I started a web agency, for example, and for more than 5 years now, blockchain has been my real passion. Yes, about crypto. The first time I invested in crypto, it was in 2017. I bought my first Ethereum. Okay, so it was a difficult time because just after it was a big bear market in 2018, 2019, and then I discovered Quant in 2019, so just a few weeks before the first year announcement. Yeah, and which is really fun. It's I found out Quant directly on CoinMarketCap. Like I was filtering the circulating supply, and that's how I found the Quant first. But of course, as I dug deeper, I realized the potential of Quant, and I decided to go all in. And yes, so now I'm literally all in Quant. And yes, during this time, I discovered some fantastic community around Quant, and I met great people like Yarno, Nagato, Anthony, and also I became admin of the coffee lounge. And yes, with Pierre, Pierre and I have known each other for almost 15 years. So we worked together as part of a student job. To be clear, yes, we washed and transported car together in an airport for a large car rental company. So in early 2022, Pierre and I were brought together to collaborate on a web project. And yes, we are both passionate and invested in the crypto market. So yes, we decided to join forces to found a project together. So yeah, Pierre had the idea under his shower. Okay, so he wanted to build an NFT protocol for physical assets. So he told me about that, and I quickly became aware of the potential and the incredible use case that NFTs can bring, and that's where it's all started.
Awesome, and I think it's so cool that you, Nathaniel, and Pierre have known each other for, well, like 15 years now, right? Because there's so many startups in this space where it's just different entrepreneurs meeting each other on LinkedIn who have probably never met in their lifetimes before.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah. We are friends. Before being partner, we are especially friends. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that kind of chemistry is really important and really overlooked a lot of times. Now, Yarno, do you want to go next?
For sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having us here. It's a real honor to be on this interview with you. Really cool. So I'm Yarno. I am 38 years old already. My God, that came out difficult. So 38 and 2 children. Got a daughter, 5 years old, and a son that's now 9 months already. Got into crypto back in 2020 after I first dabbled a little bit with stocks and learning about how to invest and how to manage my wealth. That was also when I was still finishing my psychology studies. I have a bachelor in psychology now. Even before that, I used to be in the Marine Corps. Was an NCO there. Did that for a little bit over 11 years. But yeah, the crypto life, it's been quite a ride. I got involved pretty much directly into Quant. Was my first crypto I invested in. Funny enough, I stumbled upon this while researching XRP. Somebody tipped that to me. I was like, I'll have a look. Did some reading. Didn't really resonate with me, all the money. And then asked some friends that I knew were in this space. They presented Quant with me and did my research. Never looked back, to be honest. And got quite engaged with the community. I thought they were quite knowledgeable and sociable. So I immersed myself there, became an admin in practically most of the Telegram groups. That's where I also met Nathaniel as a fellow Coffee Lounge admin. And I think about a year ago I started the Coffee Show together with Tim. We've been doing that ever since last year, I believe, October, November. I decided to stop, unfortunately, with the Quant Show, as I feel that this position doesn't really match with the speculative nature of that show, which is a shame. But yeah, I had a lot of interactions with Nathaniel, and he asked me. That was my first job for Galileo a while back to proofread his white paper. I'm pretty good at English, so I reviewed some of the documents and just slowly rolled into the Galileo ecosystem. And that escalated actually from me being just a proofreader into an advisory role, and now COO. So it's been quite a ride already, and here we are. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, you know, our first time talking on the Quamfi show, I still remember that, and I think now seeing you kind of working directly within kind of the Quant ecosystem now is really goes to show the work and growth you've had just over the past couple months, man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. To nuance a bit, we're not quite in the Quant ecosystem yet. We are planning and looking how to incorporate everything. But it's baby steps for now. But it's an interesting development for sure. Going from just being an investor to actually looking to utilize their tech in a product of our own. That's really exciting stuff for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, but just switching gears a little bit now. I really want to hear about how you guys really came together with the idea for Galileo Protocol. And Pierre, would you want to start off with answering this question?
Yes, for sure. So it all begins in 2022. It was a kind of a beginning of a bear market. And I wanted to let the cryptocurrency trading aside for the total crypto market to find support on a technical level and for me to re-enter the market. So I felt like, okay, I need to build something regarding my skills in computer science and entrepreneurship. And I have been like a crypto trader, but I have been also an NFT trader, minting some NFT, collect them, and try to resell them on OpenSea, for example. And I developed this interest into the NFT technology, meaning the proof of ownership on the blockchain. And so NFT at the beginning, it was for me just a picture, that we can share. And I did dive into the NFT technology, and I discovered that it was more than a picture. And it's a picture that live on a blockchain with special metadatas that are encrypted inside the NFTs, and which allow us to trace the life cycle of this NFT. And one day I was reading an article about the NFT artist, Beeple. He was selling a physical art with the Ethereum NFT as a proof of authenticity and ownership. And I was like, why we don't use NFT to track physical goods and guarantee the authenticity and ownership on the blockchain? And then I proposed the idea to Nathaniel. And at the beginning, Nathaniel wasn't convinced about my idea, because for him, I don't know if he used to trade NFTs, but in our mind, NFTs are just pixel arts. So I explained him my idea in more details and talking about the metadata that we can encrypt inside the NFT. And then after, he suggested me to use the Quant network technology to empower our ecosystem. And it didn't take time to convince me to use Quant network. After studying the principle of Quant technology, I know we were going to use something that something way more superior than a blockchain technology, than a layer one. And then, I met Yarno, who proofread the white papers, and just after he became an advisor, and we proposed Quantony, who is also an influencer in the Quants regarding Quants, to become an advisor, and then Nagato. And we decide to use the Quant technology products, and we decided to use the QRC20 for our token. We decided to use the QRC 721 for our physical NFTs. We decided to transform our Ethereum-based application to NDApps. And yeah, we start to have a strong support from the Quant community. And yes, that's where we are right now.
Awesome. I love hearing that. And I mean, you guys have seen all the support you guys have been gaining just around not just the Quant community, but I'm hoping there's other communities that have kind of taken notice of what you guys are building now. And I think this is a really good way to funnel us into our next question of kind of where you guys really see the true value of these physical NFTs. So maybe a specific industry or within a specific use case. And I think Nathaniel, as the CFO, would you like to take on that question?
Yeah, for sure. I think we can see in Galileo we can see Galileo as two main services. First, we can see Galileo as a real tokenization technology, okay, that will allow luxury brands to tokenize their physical goods and transfer it to their clients. But we can also see Galileo as a PNFT. When I say PNFT, I mean physical NFT. Donc, you can see Galileo as a PNFT marketplace. It's like, Amazon Web3 for luxurious assets. So putting sellers and buyers in touch, which is with each other. So yeah, mainly we designed the Galileo Protocol with two promises, because, as you know, today when a crypto investors want to buy a physical asset, he needs to cash out its crypto and convert this crypto to fiat, pay taxes on this, and buy the physical assets. And regarding that, allow crypto investors to buy physical assets without getting out of the crypto ecosystem was really an interesting thing for us. So yes, we also see Galileo Protocol as protection of crypto investor against a volatile crypto market, and also a nice protections against unstable economic situations. And as another point about that is we really think Galileo Protocol will help to fight against counterfeiting thanks to the metadata. So yes, currently for sure we also have a long-term goal for Galileo. So this long-term goal is to use the tokenization to help brands to authenticate their product, follow the life cycle of their product, also fight against counterfeiting, and also protect customers. Because we really think thanks to NFTs, the physical product can be tracked on a decentralized network, and the owner of these assets can be point out more easily. So yeah.
That I love that, and that what you said there about kind of how when someone in the crypto ecosystem wants to cash out and buy a physical good, you do have to kind of leave that crypto ecosystem. And I mean, there are some ways around it where you can use stable coins to buy things, but I think that's a point where people really overlook, and it's a huge inconvenience. And I don't think we can reach that point of mass adoption to where,
absolutely.
You need that bridge. And from what I'm hearing, it seems like you guys are doing a pretty damn good job at building that.
Maybe it's interesting. I could give an example of what the cycle of a product like this would look like.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so let's say somebody decides that they have a bunch of profits. Let's say in Q&T, and one of our partners is offering some really high-end shoes with a limited supply, and they decide to sell those in the form of PNFTs. So they will naturally use our ecosystem for this, and this means that they will bring to market, let's say, the limited supply of 1,000 pairs of those shoes. Those are all with a QR code or a serial number, and those are tied to the PNFTs that were created at the same time as the shoes were. So what will happen now is those PNFTs will be sold on our marketplace. Then let's say that I buy one of those PNFTs. I can then choose whether I want the shoes in my possession to wear. If I say, okay, I want to do this, then I can redeem. That's the redemption system that we are creating. My NFT. And this means that the PNFT then gets taken off the marketplace and the shoes will be shipped to my address. I will now have the shoes in my possession. And this means that I can do whatever I want with these shoes. I just cannot sell them on the Galileo marketplace anymore, because obviously Galileo does not know what the state of the shoes are. And I want to give this example because there were a lot of questions about this. So let's say somebody decides to keep the shoes in the property of the selling company. So the PNFT is in my possession. So I legally own the shoes. I am the owner of the shoes. But the shoes are not in my possession. They are still in safe storage. So the state and the location and the owner of said shoes are guaranteed. Right now, those shoes are all sold, as an example, right? So 1,000 pairs of shoes are now PNFTs and they are circulating our ecosystem. This is still an investment for me. I might have diversified some of my Quant profits. And now the demand for these shoes, they rise. This happens, right, with limited supply items. And they are still in a new state because they have not been touched by anybody else except the manufacturer of the brand of the shoes. So now I can trade these PNFTs on the marketplace and maybe even sell them for a profit. So that's the investment part of this. And then the PNFT can just change hands across continents. So I am in the Netherlands and I can sell my PNFT to somebody in Asia or in the Americas or whatever. And that creates a new form of liquidity that traders really like. And obviously, depending on how rare an item is, the value will rise significantly until somebody decides, okay, I want that pair of shoes to flash at some very important congress like Cyboss or something. And they can then have the shoes shipped from that manufacturer where it was still in storage to their house, and then they can wear it. Let's say that they want to bring those shoes to market once again. So sell them as secondhand, but as you guys know, same as with vintage cars, they can still be very valuable even if they're worn. For instance, if they're worn by Tokenicer, who is now an influential celebrity, that could actually add to the value, but we do not know what the state of the shoes are. So before we can put them back on the marketplace in our ecosystem, those shoes need to be authenticated, and they need to be checked for the current condition they are in. And as you can expect, the PNFT will be updated every step of the way. So the first time when I sold my shoes, the PNFT dynamic metadata is updated. Every time it changes hands, it's updated. Then it got redeemed. The metadata got updated. And now you want to bring them back to market. So we need to know what the state of the goods are before they are being shipped to one of our future warehouses. And if everything is okay and all the data of the NFT and the physical item, they are all similar, everything is authenticated, then those shoes can be brought to the market again. And then somebody can buy one of the 1,000 pairs of super special shoes worn by Tokenicer. And that's how we go around the counterfeiting. That's how we go around the authenticity stuff. And that's how we can actually capture more value from the same types of items. Does this make sense?
It does, yeah. And I honestly think this is a great explanation. And I can really relate to this because, like, on the part of counterfeiting especially, I've personally been scammed for a couple pairs of counterfeit shoes before. So I really feel the use cases and Yeah, just the use cases and the proof of authenticity that can come from this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was a pretty simple example. I mean, shoes, purses, etc. That's reasonably manageable. But in the future, we're also looking to go into, for instance, real estate or vehicles, and obviously that's an entirely different ballgame, because then you have to work with governments and with notaries and all those bigger entities. So that is in the future, and well, at least a couple of years, in my opinion. And the same goes for the P2P trading. This will have to grow, because we're going for an approach to business first, because that is the most convenient. We do not need our logistics system already fleshed out, if that makes sense. Yeah, I just wanted to put that little side note there.
Yeah. If I can add something, so Yarno and Nathaniel explained it very well. So the long-term goal for Galileo is to use the tokenization to help enterprise brands to authenticate the product on the blockchain, and to follow the life cycle of the product, and to fight against counterfeiting, and finally to protect customers. So thanks to tokenization and NFTs, the physical product can be tracked on the decentralized network, and the owner of this asset can be known. What I see for long term is the total digitalization of all proof of authenticity, of all proof of ownership, of notary deed, vehicle registration. And all these documents should live on a distributed ledger with no censure from companies or governments. And I see, yes, a world in which, when I'm going to buy a house, I will send the money, and the owner of the house will send me the NFT, and that's it. I'm the owner. So and tokenization can be used finally with different use cases. For example, passports, identification, medical records, diploma tracking. And I think there is a huge opportunities for the early builders.
For sure, yeah. I think the overall concepts of NFTs really get overlooked because of the kind of mainstream focus that's put on them as digital art. But you guys are completely right that there's so many different use cases for them, from kind of digital twins of land ownership to luxury goods, etc. And I'd just like to hear, basically on your guys' end, kind of how you guys envision the future of how Galileo will play into kind of Web3 and NFTs, and kind of, let's say, 5-10 years down the line, what you guys can imagine for your protocol.
Yeah, so I go. So yeah, like I was telling you. So I see the future of Galileo Protocol to help bring additional proof of ownership to the existing proof of ownership and proof of authenticity that we can see in the real world. So like I was saying, Yarno, concerning real estate and vehicles, it will be a long-term game, because it involves different parties, such as governments, notaries, and this kind of stuff. So we will have to manage all these aspects. But we believe that in the next 5 to 10 years, when I'm going to buy your car, Tokenicer, that I will send you the money, and you will just send me the PNFT, and that's it. We won't need to go to the notary or to the administration office of your country to specify that you sold me your car, but just the NFT is the proof that I am the ownership, and it's the proof that you were the last owner of this car.
Yeah, 100%. And if I might add to this also brings on the most profound hurdle for the foreseeable future. So let's say the coming 5 years, and that is regulation and standards. And what we see right now is that in both the EU and the US, regulations aren't all that clear quite yet. So the NFTs and the ownership that come with this, there's not really laws. There's some jurisprudence on this, and there were some rulings, but that is all not the same as true legislation, true laws and rules. And what we are going to see, especially regarding the tokenization of assets that are now actually being hogged by like notaries and lawyers, like houses and also by governments like cars. All those entities do not want to relinquish control, right? So, and I know this sounds a little bit aluminium hat, tinfoil hat-ish, but it is what is happening right now, because with blockchain and with smart contracts in the future, we are not necessarily bound by by using those entities as much as we do right now, and they have to pivot. So they will stall and they will try and postpone a lot of these things as long as possible, so they can keep their piece of the pie that they have right now. See what we want to do with crypto. Break free of the banks, break free of the insurance companies, break free of in this case the notaries and the, how do you call them, the people that sell houses, the
Real estate agents?
yes, real estate agents, because they have so much control, because you need them every single step of the way. And getting beyond that, that will take some time, because they are also the entities right now that need to work with the regulators to make everything legal and make sense. So yeah, that could be a while, to be honest, because technically we are trying to take, in a way, their lunch, and that change, it will take some time, I think, and we're curious to see what we can learn on this next week at Cyboss, because everybody that means anything in this space will be there. And it's one of their main pillars of Cyboss themselves. So that will be interesting, but yeah, it could very well be that it will take more than 5 years before everything is literally set in stone, and the NFTs will have the power that we all foresee them to have. I missed on this, Pierre and Nathaniel.
No, you're completely on point, Yarno.
Yeah, I think everything there made complete sense, from kind of you talking about how, it is going to be a process, and beyond just standards and regulations, you're kind of, in a sense, taking market share from a pre-existing market. So it is going to take some acceptance and adoption, and of course, overall, just time and growth for that to really come into full fruition. And
Yeah.
I really like how you sorry, did you have something to add there, Jarno?
Yeah, I do want to add to this that it's not as embarrassing as I just presented it. I mean, it is all inevitable, and you can see this in what all the big companies are doing right now. A simple example: the Dutch Postal Service just created 50,000, 140,000, I believe 140,000 NFTs from postal stamps that you can buy for €9. I bought 3 because I think there are a lot of postal stamp collectors in this world, so that might be a good gamble. But in this case, a postal service already jumping on digital twins, they literally called it that when they promoted it, shows that these things are coming. But it becomes a little bit murky because of the securities laws everywhere.
Yeah.
And the clarity needs to be given there first. So what's happening in the United States, that's the most complicated country, to be honest, from our research. Europe is a little bit more lenient, but the SEC is right now creating the most trouble, and they need to get their laws updated and their guidelines. And I think they will, because there's so much to gain for them too. Because if they make all the regulation more understandable and more tailor-made to which assets it may concern, it will also pave the way for themselves to modernize and to make everything cheaper and faster and more reliable, and that is what eventually will motivate them to get there. But for now, it's a lot of stalling, but it is coming. There's no way around it.
For sure, yeah. It's a matter of when, not if, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, and I really like how you guys or how you specifically, Yarno, brought up the point of Cyboss, which I believe is next week now, and that must be really exciting for you guys. So I'd really just like to hear kind of what your guys' goals are there in terms of networking, and then kind of what you guys see out of the event. And Nathaniel, would you like to take this question on?
Yeah, for sure. So definitely, Cyboss is a very exciting event for us, but also for all fintech and startups and financial companies. So yes, Cyboss, we plan to meet several companies because, as you know, there will be a lot of interesting and also giant company in this event. So yeah, I think because we will be there on Tuesday, for sure we will attend as like a visitor. We don't have a stand yet, okay, because I think it's important to highlight this fact. Maybe next year or in 2 years we will get one. But yeah,
there's no ambition here at all. No ambition.
But yes, definitely, we really expect to talk to everyone in Cyboss and to make a very interesting discussion with a lot of interesting companies. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure, yeah. I mean, Cyboss is probably one of the best events for networking when it comes to the fintech space, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of fintech and also a lot of startups like us. So even the projects that are not listed on their attendees list or in their exhibitor list, even the people that aren't on there might still be of interest to us. So we'll also refrain from naming specific companies or prospecting partners or whatever to keep the speculation a little bit in check. But yeah, for sure, we have a list of whom we want to meet and what we think we can offer them. It will be very interesting because we are very new to this space. Granted, this entire space is new, in my opinion. There are very few real experts. I mean, it's not the same as aviation or banking. I mean, there are so many unknown unknowns and known unknowns that even claiming to be a specialist in one field, let alone on everything, is just hubris, I think. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting, and there's going to be a lot to learn.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I mean, you've got industry experts from all over the place there, and you're completely right on that point where there are so many unknowns in the space, and a lot of stuff where it might be known, but we don't know if it's true or not. And it just really goes to show how early we are in this industry. But kind of just flipping the script now, I'm aware that...
I'm sorry for flipping the script, but I'm just looking at the Cyboss page, and I can see Bear Grylls is there.
Bear Grylls?
I'm looking at the speakers of 2022, and I kid you not, I see here David Gall, National Australia Bank, and I see Klaas Knot from the Dutch Bank and Financial Stability Board. Next to HBC, Manish Kohli. André Kuipers is there, and Bear Grylls. I mean, what?
Who knows?
Fantastic.
Maybe it's a different Bear Grylls, but if you guys see him there, tell him I said hi.
Absolutely not. I see him here on the top of a mountain, man. This is crazy.
But yeah, I'm just really curious about hearing your guys' work with Quant and LCX on the other end, because we know you guys are leveraging Overledger for kind of the potential of Galileo's physical NFTs, but I'm also really curious as to why you guys have chosen LCX and how that's kind of been, especially with Monty Metzger joining you guys as an advisor now.
Yeah, sure. I will go for this one. So why we choose Quant technology, Quant network? So Nathaniel explained it. We can see Galileo network as two services. The first service is to propose a tokenization platform for the brands we are going to make partnership with. But also we propose a marketplace, which can be seen a little bit like an Amazon. We are going to put in relation brands, owners with potential buyers. And we know now that there is already company using the NFT technology to encrypt the metadata of their product. I will take the example of Lamborghini. Lamborghini use the NFTs to track the life cycle of the I don't know the English word for this, but the pièces détachées, the small parts of the Lamborghini car to track this product. And why we choose Quant network technology, we want to be able to list on our platform different NFTs produced by different brands. And we know for sure that these different brands will choose several blockchain. Maybe tomorrow we will have Rolex, who will develop internally NFTs based on Polygon Matic. Maybe we will have Louis Vuitton tomorrow, who will develop NFTs on the Binance Smart Chain. And as Galileo, as a marketplace of PNFTs, we want to be able to welcome everyone, whatever the blockchain technology is chosen by these people. So concerning Quant, so Quant proposed a product. Its name is Tokenize, and it's allow us to deploy token on multiple blockchain. For now, we have Ethereum, Polygon Matic, and XDC. And Quant proposed also MDAP license to use their interoperable system, and we pay. As Galileo, we pay for this product, and we are by definition customers of Quant network. So we had many exchanges between with Quant network, with different people inside the Quant organization, talking about the technology we are going to use, and we signed an NDA with Quant network a few days ago. And yes, we had a video conference. It was on last Friday with the previous week with Quant team to help us to deploy the token. And yeah, Quant is excited, and we are proud because we will be the first QRC20 token to be deployed, confirmed by the CPO of Quant Network. And moreover, we are going to be the first QRC20 token to be listed on a centralized exchange with L6. So yeah, Quant has an amazing community, and all the Quant holders, a lot of Quant holders decide to join us on social media, and we start making a relationship with Quantoni, Nagato, Yarno, and Nathaniel, who are long-term community leaders, if I would say. And yes, most of the investors are Quant holders and are excited with the QRC20 token. But why we decided to choose L6? So at the first stage of Galileo Protocol, we decided to raise funds by ourselves. It was a little bit time consuming regarding payments, doing the KYC, doing the SAF contract, and we were looking for a token sales service on the internet, and we saw L6. And for us, it was a go-to for sure, because we know L6 is very compliant in Europe, and L6 has a strong partnership with Quant Network. So L6 interviewed us. They were very picky, I would say, because 99% of the project that apply to the L6 token sales service doesn't make it. And yeah, the L6 guys were reassured by the promises of our project, and also by our team, which is a European-based team. And this partnership includes the token sales service for the seed, the private, and the public ICO, but also for the listing on L6 at the end of the ICO. And yes, like you mentioned, we have Monty. It's an honor for us to have Monty as an advisor because he's influential. he has experience in the blockchain industry, and also he has experience in the tokenization services with diamonds. And yeah, Monty will be our advisor for a minimum of 2 years now.
Awesome. Well, that must be really exciting. And I love that you brought up the point of Timons, because when I first read about the idea of your guys' project, I was like, I've definitely seen this before on LCX with kind of how they've tokenized Timons, and they've actually also previously tokenized the movie Roe v. Wade. So I kind of, was really hoping for a potential partnership like this, and it's just really cool to see you not just working with Quant, but even LCX now.
Yeah, absolutely. We are very proud of this. At the beginning, so we saw the diamonds. We were impressed by the project because it was kind of the same promises. Diamonds is focusing on diamonds, and we are going to focus on luxury goods and physical assets. And yes, and what is cool about using Quant network technology is whatever the NFT used by diamonds, we will be able to list them on the marketplace. So it's for us, it's an incredible, I would say, business advantage.
Yeah, and also yes, as Pierre said, we really appreciate to get Monty and Edgar on board because we love its way of working and his vision of tokenization and Web3. So it's for sure a great collaboration that will help us make our vision of the project a reality. I'm not gonna lie, Mr. Metzger is very excited to be working with us as an advisor, and he is also very interested in the project.
For sure, yeah. And just, as a final question before we move on to our kind of off-topic rapid-fire questions, this can be for any of you guys, but basically, I'm curious about how you guys have kind of maneuvered around. You guys were previously very loyal members to the Quant community, and I'm sure you guys still are, but as people kind of working, not quite in Quant, but eventually it will lead down to that path, how has that transition kind of been for you guys, from being just community members to almost like employees in a sense?
Yeah, well, I'm going to respond to this because this is, for me, a pretty recent event. For me, the Quant community actually helped me to get where I am now. And what I mean by that is being an admin and then rolling into the Quanfi show, meeting Nathaniel and Pierre, and building a network like this whilst managing the community has been instrumental to me being here right now as the COO of this beautiful startup. And we've been talking amongst ourselves, and I also in public on the Quanfi show, about there is now actually a conflict of interest that is growing the more we develop. And what this means is working with parties like Quant Network, and in the future synchronizing our roadmaps to make sure that products are available and such, could prove to develop problems. And then this asymmetry of information made me decide that I needed to stop with the Quanfi show in this case, and that I also needed to stop being an admin within a Quanfi lounge and the other Quant communities, because in my opinion, being an admin, you need to be as honest and transparent to investors as you can be. It's not just wielding a banhammer and moderating in that sense, but it's also providing people with information. And to me, that is implied, that is expected. And if, in my opinion, I want to do that well, same as the Quanfi show, I cannot have the connections and the responsibilities that I have as a COO and also do that, because then the conflict would be that I'd either be dishonest to the community that helped me get where I am, or be dishonest to the company for which I work at the moment. So yeah, choices had to be made, and I'm really happy with all the response and the encouragement that we received, and all the thanks from the community after we announced it. People understood, people got it, and yeah, it was pretty emotional. I was pretty clear with the voice messages that I sent, and then the recordings that I made announcing this. And I think the same goes for Nathaniel. It was a lot of love given, and a love getting from the communities.
For sure, yeah. Nathaniel, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Yes, yes, Yarno was pretty clear about that, but yes, I was also like a Comfy Lounge admin for maybe almost 2 years. So very recently, I decided to stop this position, to quit this position, and yeah, it's something very special when you just are a community member, because I mean, Quant, for me, Quant is the whole project. You know, when I talk about crypto, is literally one of the main projects that I see. So yes, it was something to cross the way, to become from a member of a community to actively being involved in a project which using Quant technology. So it was quite special, I'm not gonna lie, but also very, very. I was very excited, and I'm still very excited by what we are building currently. Yeah.
For sure, yeah. I'd imagine there's a lot of mixed emotions with that, especially with you, Yarno, with the just everything going on and everything you've done with the Quamfi show. But just to kind of wrap it up now, we've been going on for about an hour. I figured we could do just 5 quick rapid fire questions. So these are 5 pretty off-topic questions for you guys, and you guys could just reply to them in 1 sentence or 1 word. How does that sound?
Yeah, sure.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, great.
So,
what is that? Oh my god.
Don't worry, these are easy questions. Well, maybe they're easy. What's your to start it off, what's your guys' favorite food? Let's start off with Pierre.
I love sushi, but the thing I can eat every day, it's pizza.
Pizza, okay. All right, love it.
Yes, same. I love pizza, especially Napolitan pizza with big, maybe Italian people will understand, corniciones. Yeah, so pizza, yeah.
Awesome. Can't go wrong with pizza. Yarno?
I do love a good pizza, but I think I'd go with a nice juicy ribeye. Yeah.
Juicy ribeye? Yeah. You can't go wrong with that either. All right. What's your guys' favorite pastime activity? So it can't be anything crypto or work related. Just things you do in your own leisure for fun.
Yeah. For me, video games, because I'm playing video games since I have maybe 4-year-olds. So yeah, definitely.
Gaming, yeah, awesome choice. Pierre, what about you?
Yeah, sure. So concerning the last 1 year and a half, I have been, I would say, studying cryptocurrency, trading, and also fundamentals, thanks to YouTube video and blogging also. So I passed a lot of time studying cryptocurrency. But what I love to do also is a sport called calisthenic. I don't know if you know it. We can call it a street workout. It consists of making figures, I would say, with our body weight, making like handstand, muscle up, human flag, and all this kind of stuff. I really love it.
Awesome. I love to hear that. I'm actually a pretty big fan of calisthenics myself. I just love how you can pretty much work out just about anywhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You just need your own body weight, maybe a couple bars.
It's a form of art, more than a sport.
Form of art. That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
All right, Yarno, what about you?
Yeah, my hobbies are always pretty transient. Yeah, so I like a lot of things, but mostly I like, for instance, fishing, craftsmanship, so woodworking, metalworking, gaming, and sports. I also like the body weight working out. So depending on what mood I'm in or what phase I'm in, I go with either one of those things. And obviously playing with the kids and going out with the dog and stuff like that. But I get bored easily, so I usually just hop from one thing to another.
All right, that's fair enough. Yeah, you need multiple hobbies to kind of keep yourself occupied, right?
Mm.
All right, next question. If you guys could travel to one place in the world, where would it be?
For me, Indonesia.
Indonesia, all right.
I used to be a backpacker for 1 year, and I traveled a lot in Southeast Asia, and I loved Jakarta in Indonesia and all the Java island in Indonesia. It was a wonderful experience, and I have beautiful memories from this travel. So yeah, I would say Indonesia or in general Southeast Asia.
Awesome.
I love the culture, I love the food, I love the people.
Awesome. All right. Nathaniel?
Yeah, I would say Vietnam, because I always wanted to fly there. But yes, globally, I would say Southeast Asia, because I love Thai food, for example. I love their culture. Southeast Asia. Yeah.
All right. So Asia seems to be the popular choice right now. What about you, Yarno?
Yeah, I think I would go for the continent of Oceania. Is that what's called in English? So probably New Zealand, Australia. I've never been there. I've been to the other continents in some way, shape, or form, but just the from what I've seen, the nature and the environment and maybe the laid backness of the people, I think I want to experience that.
For sure, yeah. I've heard good things about how laid back and chill the people are down around there in New Zealand and Australia. And I think it's really cool kind of on that side of the world how it's kind of a different season from most of the rest of the world.
For sure.
Yeah. And now last question for you guys. What is the biggest goal on your guys' bucket list?
Oof. Oh.
Hard question.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, I would like to go into the space.
Go to space. Wow. That's an ambitious one. Yeah. Well, with how fast kind of technology is evolving, maybe that becomes a mainstream reality soon enough.
Absolutely. And it will be low cost, I hope.
Oh, yeah, hopefully. Hopefully in our lifetimes, yeah. All right, Nathaniel, what about you?
Yeah, I would say I would like to become a private pilot. I mean, just learn flight lessons and being able to fly with my own plane. Yes.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So
that's nice.
It seems like both of you guys are big fans of being high up in the air then, hey? I can tell you guys are good friends behind the scenes, yeah. What about you, Yarno?
Yeah, well, I think I have a little bit of a boring answer because I don't really know. I do my best that whenever I think of something that I want to do, I'll just go do it. But I think it connects with my last answer. Just move my ass to New Zealand or something like that. I really have no idea. Things change, and then bucket list to me. It seems like a strange thing to have because if one really desires something so bad, you need to do it. And to be honest, space sounds really interesting, but it also doesn't, because it is terrible for your body. I mean, yeah, living in space for 5 years, you cannot walk for a month if you come back, for instance. Stuff like that doesn't really appeal to me. So sorry for the doubting answer. Downer answer.
No, I think that's good. You kept it real, and it seemed I think that's a really good point actually. Like, if you want something that badly, then just go and do it. Like, don't wait till, you know, you're towards the end of your life and you're like, oh wait, I gotta check this off my bucket list, right? Just go do it.
Mm-hmm. With a walking rack or a wheelchair, or I can finally retire after working for 50 years. I can finally do whatever I want. No, that's not my dream, at least.
No, yeah, I agree. You gotta enjoy the years when your body's active and actually willing to listen to what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think this was a great way to kind of leave it off, and I just want to thank you guys again for being willing to come on and, you know, sharing your guys' first AMA on Tokenicer TV. So,
yeah, for sure.
If you know, people want to reach out to you guys and learn more about Galileo, where can they come to?
Yeah, so they can go on our official Twitter page at Galileo Protocol. They can come to the Telegram official channel. We make a lot of announcements in this Telegram channel, a little bit more than on Twitter. And otherwise, if they have a specific question, they can post it on the Telegram channel or reach us at foundation @galileoprotocol.io. And on our website also, so we have a website which presents our future tokenization platform, which is being developed at this time. It's galileoprotocol.io, or you can simply type Galileo Protocol in Google, and you will be linked to the website or the different social media.
.io.
.io, yeah.
For the native.
Yeah.
All right, well. I had a ton of fun interviewing you guys and just kind of picking your guys' brain, learning about what you guys truly are envisioning for Galileo Protocol. So just once again, thanks a lot for coming on, and best of luck for you guys in the near future with everything you guys are building, and especially at Cyboss. I'm really looking forward to your guys' discussion with the team there.
Sure. It was a pleasure to discuss with you, to talk about the core concept of Galileo, and thank you so much. For organizing this EMA with us.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was
fun.
Peace.